They have one restaurant, one chance, and one night to prove that great food is worth believing in. Tonight is Big Night.
And now, our feature presentation.
Fussy, who hired this crew?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong.
Show me the money! Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Baby, you are so money and you don't even know it.
Yeah, I thought this was good.
Hello, boys! I'm back!
Welcome in, everyone, to 52/1996. We are a live movie conversation podcast. So if you're listening now and we're not there, it's because you missed the live feed of this, and you can watch us live when we do these, typically on Sundays at 5 p.m. But we're typically live for this. And you should be here, and you can comment, and we can show all your little comments on the section here. So just a shameless plug there at the beginning. But basically what we're doing is we're taking a look 30 years ago and digging into the films of 1996, and we do it one movie at a time every week. I am your host, Cody, and this week I'm joined by my wonderful, beautiful co-host, Alyssa, as we break down the movie Big Night. And if this is your first time hanging out with us, welcome in. We are happy to have you. The idea is pretty simple. Every week for 52 weeks, we revisit a different movie released in 1996. We're talking about scenes, lines, standout performances, trivia, and if it's something that we still want to watch today. And we have been in the midst of a theme that is near and dear to me, and it's called Cody's Choice. So over these 4 weeks in August, I am highlighting 4 movies from 1996 that I picked simply because I can and wanted to highlight. Because some of these movies, honestly, are movies that are not like big movies over the years. So like the first one we did was That Thing You Do, kind of, a little bit of a phenomenon, but nothing to write home about. Lone Star went under the radar too, and this is another movie that I think not many people have heard of, seen, even know exist. And so that's why I wanted to highlight some of these movies for us. So before we jump into that and talk about this movie and all that it has, is this the first time that you've ever heard of this movie or seen or any of that?
Yep, first time I've heard of it, first time I watched it. I was trying to think, what is the earliest Stanley Tucci that I've seen? And it's probably The Devil Wears Prada. It's probably like the first time I saw Stanley Tucci. And I don't know I'm trying to think if there's any movie that he's in that I would have seen that came out before that.
You raise a good point. I don't know, like, because of the show, I know that he was in a couple movies that as like small parts. He's in It Could Happen to You. We watched that. I honestly forgot that he was in that movie.
Yeah.
He's in The Pelican Brief, which is, I believe that is where we started with him on this show. But yeah, honestly, like, I don't know the first time I saw Stanley Tucci. I think it might have been probably the same. Honestly, like, I'm looking through, it's probably The Devil Wears Prada. I see a couple other movies in here that I've definitely seen, but yeah, it wasn't really a name, I think, like that people were like,
we know.
Gotta have my Tooch,
Yeah, he definitely became a phenomenon. I think definitely after The Devil Wears Prada, but I would say even later than that. Like, I think his resurgence in not resurgence, but like Easy A was when millennials went, this is our person.
Yeah. Which is funny because the year before, like, Easy A, he is like your dad, the dad that you want, who is like super open about everything, maybe a little gay.
All God's children.
All God's children. Easy A is incredible. But yeah, like he seems approachable and nice and normal, and that's kind of what I think we wish our celebrities were at times. Just like somebody that we know that is like a next door neighbor, and he gives those vibes. But like the year before, he was playing a not so good dude in The Lovely Bones.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Lovely Bones.
Yeah.
And I won't, because I read the book.
Yeah, you read the book, you know the
He's in
character.
Is he in Julie and Julia too?
He is in Julie and Julia. I don't know if that's a spoiler for anything.
Shouldn't be.
For either one. Well, I'm surprised. It's a food movie.
Oh, I didn't. Not a pairing I picked, but that would have been a really good one. I didn't even think about it.
Not a pairing I picked either. I've never seen Julie and Julia, surprisingly.
It's cute.
Yeah, I'm sure it is a cute movie. But yeah, the Tooch, a touch of Tooch.
The Tooch.
And ever since then, I feel like ever since Easy A, people have gone back, you know, Devil Wears Prada, all those things. People love Stanley Tucci. Love him. And I think it is a millennial thing too.
Yeah.
Like I think they find him, like I think millennial women find him sexy.
He's a good looking man.
Yeah. Like rocks a good bald head.
Yes, definitely good head of head. I was gonna say good head of hair, just a good head of skin. What's that?
I guess, yeah. What do you say? What would you say in that? Like,
oh, that's from Cinderella, and it's like that full head of skin. And the Bernadette Peters. But
yes,
he's a good looking guy. But yeah, I think he's the classy next door neighbor. He feels relatable. Guy likes to cook in his real life and wrote a couple cookbooks. So yeah, I think he's a relatable celebrity, or he feels like it. Like he probably isn't, but like, that's the vibe.
Yeah, and truly, like one of the he has had a career that goes back, you know, few decades for us now. Going back to 1985, where he has just been a character actor for the last 40 years and is willing to be funny, is willing to do serious, is willing to play a villain.
He did Hunger Games.
Yeah, Hunger Games. He is willing to, you know, just be whatever the part needs for him to be. And I think people like him in the industry. But this isn't a Stanley Tucci podcast. This is a podcast about it's. Well, we'll change it. No, we're talking about the specific movie that Stanley Tucci is in and heavily involved in. So it is very, you know, Tucci heavy in this. So let's learn a little bit more about it before we get into our categories. So again, this movie's called Big Night, not A Big Night or The Big Night. It is Big Night. I've had to condition myself this past week to just being like, it's called Big Night, just Big Night. And it came out September 20th, 1996. It was directed by Campbell Scott, another actor, and Stanley Tucci himself. And it was written by Stanley Tucci and I believe his cousin, Joseph Tropiano. And the cast is Stanley Tucci as Secondo, Tony Shalhoub of Monk fame as Primo, Minnie Driver as Phyllis, Ian Holm as Pascal, Isabella Rossellini as Gabriella, Allison Janney as Anne, Mark Anthony in here as Cristiano. Campbell Scott does show up in this movie as Bob, the car salesman. Also, a little Liev Schreiber cameo-esque in here. I think it's just a bit part for Liev Schreiber, but he's like the doorman at Pascal's. Yeah, very briefly we see him. We'll see him later this year as well. The synopsis for this movie, if you didn't get a chance, I do apologize anytime that we have one of these movies that are not streaming or streaming not quite successfully. We had a little issue with this one as it was streaming on Paramount Plus, but none of the Italian in this movie was translated. So we were just watching. We went through 2 scenes before we were like, I think we've got to do something different and find out where these scenes are, what they actually say in these scenes. And I do think it was important to go back and understand what was happening in those scenes with the Italian. But if you didn't get a chance to watch it, here is your synopsis. Chef Primo and businessman Secondo are immigrant brothers from Italy who open their dream restaurant, Paradise, in New Jersey. However, Primo's authentic food is too unfamiliar for the local tastes, and the restaurant is struggling. When famous Italian-American band leader Louis Prima is scheduled to appear at Paradise, the two brothers put all of their efforts into an important meal, which will likely decide the fate of their restaurant. Now, this movie was made on a pretty slim budget of $4 million, and it made another, this is kind of the trend of the last three movies, like a modest 14 million. So it doubled its profits and made a little bit more, tripled its profits, honestly. Yeah, tripled. And it was well liked and well received. Rotten Tomatoes has this at a 96% on there. IMDb 7.3 out of 10 and 3.9 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Roger Ebert 4 out of 4 stars. He said, Big Night is one of the great food movies, and yet it is so much more. It is about food, not as a subject, but as a language. The language by which one can speak to gods, can create, can seduce, and can aspire to perfection. This is a good, I actually like, there's a lot of good segments of this review. So if you have a chance, go check out Roger Ebert's website and look up the Big Night review. It's a good review. Sometimes he just gets a little heavy-handed on just narrating the story and doesn't really tell you if there's anything good in here. But this is a good review. Now, Fred Topple of About.com said, it's a well-meaning but uninvolving drama. Why do we care about the chefs? I never really figured it out. So, well, brutal.
That's okay.
I apologize. I have a little bit of a dry throat. Now, this movie did not make any splashes at the Academy Awards or anything, but it did make quite a splash at the Independent Spirit Award. It had several nominations there, including acting, a couple of acting nominations, and it did win for Best Screenplay. So Best First Film, I think, was one. I think they had an acting nomination. Can't remember who. I think Isabella Rossellini, maybe. Seems like the kind of thing that they would do because she's so well known. So pretty modest here. Did pretty good, and I don't feel like many people have heard of this movie. So
No, I haven't.
Yeah. All right. Now we've gone through all that. Let's talk about the movie. So let's start with some scenes. Are there some scenes that stick out? I think there's a big section that is like the best part of the entire movie.
Yeah.
And then I think there are all these little scenes.
Yeah, I think the movie is broken up into two sections, and it is before the dinner, during and after the dinner. Like that to me is like the halfway part of the movie where things like pick up a little bit.
Now, before you get into this and picking yours, I like what you said with this the two halves of the movie. What did you think about the first half?
I was bored.
Okay. Yeah.
It was slow. Overall, I liked this movie, but the second half is much stronger than the first half. I think it's because there's a lot more action going on, but I also think, to speak to the review that the negative review, I wish we got a little bit more like a reason to care about Primo in the beginning. I think there is a point in the, like, again, Segundo is our main character. We get a lot more of his intro, what he's thinking, what he has a lot more play than Primo does. I would have liked to understand Primo a little more, and we do eventually. But in the first half of the movie, I'm like, why do I care about him? Why do I care about these characters? I do care about them by the end, very, very much so. But yeah, the first half was just kind of slow, and I kind of got annoyed with Primo a little bit because I'm like, is there really no way that you have you really have zero understanding of how your business is doing? Like, I don't know, maybe I assume that they would be more of a partnership than they were. But the first half is a little slow for me.
Yeah, and this is why I wanted to talk about it, because honestly, I was sitting there feeling the same. And I had watched this movie. This is my second time watching this movie. I'd watched it several years ago, actually 7 years ago, and I gave it pretty good rating. spoiler, I gave it a good rating 7 years ago. And so I was pumped. I've recommended this movie to people after this, forgetting, a lot of parts of this movie, but remembering some of the really good parts that stand out. But yeah, I was like, oh my God, this is not what I meant to do. Cause we watched this together and then we don't talk to each other afterward ever. We have been in silence for the last 2 days, just not talking to one another. And honestly, I was like, oh God, I steered us down the wrong path. I watch or showing her a movie that she's not that interested in. And honestly, I'm not either.
Yeah, and I do think my expectations were pretty high.
Yeah.
Because I love a food movie. Like thinking of movies that we've seen in the past, I was like, and then it's Italian as the resident Italian of the podcast. Like, I was like, I'm excited, and like it's this first half, and I'm like, hey. And then eventually, which we'll get into later, I start to dislike Segundo and like Primo a little bit more. And I'm like, okay, when that pool starts to happen of I don't know which brother I'm rooting for, that's when it got more interesting.
Yeah.
But when it was like pretty black and white, it felt black and white in the beginning, and I was like, this is not fun.
And like, I kind of like the concept that they're going for in this. Primo is this guy that is so like kind of stuck up about his food and pretentious, and he's like
artistic.
And Segundo is just trying to make this work. And his brother doesn't help him with this stuff. So yeah, I like the dynamic that, and then they kind of switch it. I agree that I think there's like a balance that can be made though. Like we could have introduced Anne earlier in the movie. We could have, given Segundo maybe some like a twinge in there that, something's just a little off. We get a little bit of that when like they're going to like Pascal, he's going to Pascal's behind his brother's back, but nothing ever feels nefarious when he's doing that. So there's like a weird imbalance. I understand why they did it that way structurally for the story and everything, but like I wish we could have had a little bit more, especially like more awkward scenes. Like I said, Primo and Anne, I would have loved to have seen like him running away from her at some point, or like we get just dialogue about that.
It's a very subtle movie. No one is overacting. I mean, we won't talk about the accents, but there really is not a lot of comedy. And it is a drama, and they are having these conversations like you would in real life. Like nobody is, slipping on a banana peel at any point in front of the girl they like, right? It is very straightforward. I think it could have used a little bit of that, like comedy occasionally to pull on my heartstrings a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, the beginning is very much, I kind of think of the two brothers as the left brain and the right brain.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like Primo is the right brain, the artist, he's emotional, he's very artist, meaning like a culinary artist. And then Segundo, our left brain, he's our businessman, our numbers guy. He's dealing with all the money and he's trying to make the business float. So it is kind of the two of them butting heads. The movie doesn't really like pick up for me until we visit Pascal for the first time.
Right.
And that's my first scene.
Yeah.
Is Segundo is like, we're screwed. This business is not booming. There is a neighboring Italian restaurant that is booming. I'm kind of cool with the owner. He likes me. I'm going to go talk to him and see if I could get a loan. And though he doesn't get a loan, Pascal, who is like such a character, and adds that little bit of comedy that we kind of need, the little bit of zest. He says instead, you know what? I'm good friends with Louis Prima.
Yeah.
I'm like tripping over Primo and then Louis Prima.
Yes.
I'm going to give him a call. He's going to go to your restaurant. He's going to eat at your restaurant. It's going to be a big deal. And people are going to read it in the newspaper. They're going to come. And Segundo's like, thank you so much. I'm excited. And that's really where, again, the big night comes from, is that Louis Prima is coming to the restaurant and we have to make a big party, a big splash, the best food that we could possibly make, the best ingredients that we could possibly get, like all of and that's really where the domino starts to fall in this movie.
I liked the scene for all the same reasons that you just listed. Like Pascal really does bring a like shot of adrenaline into this movie, because he is that character. He's, you know, speaking his broken English. His club, his restaurant / club / whatever it is very dark and fun and
jazzy.
Yeah, and gives us that pop of life after being, you know, kind of bored a little bit from the beginning. So you're absolutely right. This and it, like I said when we were kind of going through everything, like even though he is discussing with Pascal that that Primo himself has, you know, said like what a joke their food is and all that, like we have had that set up, like Pascal does not feel nefarious. He does not feel like you might get the vibe just because you've seen movies play out or stories play out that this guy might not be the most trustworthy. But it like maybe the way that Ian Holm is playing the character, I never felt that. Like I felt like he was always very warm, inviting.
Yeah.
And
I did not think I didn't find him to be the bad guy at any point, especially in the beginning. I think he kind of pitied them a little bit. Not like, if anything, it's like an older brother, which is not related, but like treating them like, oh, you're my younger kid brother who I need to look out for. And here, I'll throw you a bone. Because he says, he's like, I'm a businessman. Like he's like, I am running a business. I am a businessman. People come here to be part of the spectacle, not necessarily for my food. And it's like, he's fine with that. He's not over here so high and mighty. Like at this point, the impression we get about Primo, like Primo, like has got the best of the best ingredients, but they're also like shit you've never heard of.
Yeah.
And Pascal is like, spaghetti and meatballs for my New Jersey friends.
Yeah, let's make those meatballs touch that spaghetti, be as big as possible. Like, that's all people want, man.
Yeah, just some spaghetti and meatballs. He's like, I don't care.
That is, I mean, I'm sure that New Jersey, and this being on the Jersey Shore, you probably have a lot of Italian people there. But like at one point we were introduced to like a couple going to Paradise and not enjoying the food and not really understanding what they ordered. Because, and like, I feel like this is and sometimes maybe with my parents a little bit, like going to an Italian restaurant and getting spaghetti and meatballs is like a big deal. Like, hey, look, we're cultured, you know, we're going to the Italian restaurant to get some spaghetti. But then they are actually presented with, you know, real Italian food. And they're like, this is not what I thought we were going to be eating here.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what this is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think there is that group of people in the country that are, you know, like, here's my ethnic flavors that I am willing to try. And then like, if you're Mexican food is a great example. You go to a Mexican restaurant, it's typically like an Americanized, bastardized kind of version. It's
Asian
good
food.
Yeah, Chinese food here and everything. And then you go to an actual restaurant that is like true Mexican, true Chinese, true, like, and it's some completely different. You're like, whoa, what am I getting myself into here? So it's just a thing that has happened in America, I guess, for, you know, decades upon decades now.
It's just a different palate if we're used to eating a certain way, especially in, I'll say, the Midwest. But because in New Jersey, right, you get a lot of immigrants that come in, like coming into New York, who make their way elsewhere. But Italian was still kind of like, again, because this movie takes place in the 50s.
Yeah.
Still wasn't like super hot yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like people
wasn't
weren't
widely
like,
accepted. Yes.
Yeah. We're getting better.
Because we have those, you know, those Italian heroes that they even mention in this. Like, I don't know if Humphrey Bogart is Italian, but actors, Frank Sinatra is there. Louis Prima's a big deal at that time. Dean Martin's popping up. So we've got all these like Italian entertainers that we like. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It might not have the same impact of like them getting off the boats in 1910 or the 1900s where they were basically, you know, not liked at all.
Yeah. Italian, Irish, Polish, they all kind of fall into that same group of we don't particularly like you.
Yes, we don't want you here. But yeah, you're right. It is on the up and up. Italian is becoming more accepted and more common, but there are still, it's a little dicey on some of the like interacting, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, what do you move into next?
Telling Primo the truth. So the scene that we had to go back and watch.
Yes,
Because
this is
it was
what.
fully in Italian and there were no subtitles, so we had to go find subtitles. And Primo is like kind of getting dragged into this party, this big night, not kicking and screaming, but he's kind of being a little baby about it. He's annoyed. He doesn't want to do this. He even at one point says like, people should come for the food. It should be enough that the food is good. And Stanley Tucci like pulls him to the side. He's like, we need this. Like he's like, we're not doing this for funsies. We're doing this because we need this. And Primo's like, it's really that bad. Why didn't you tell me? And he's like, wouldn't have mattered. Like, you still would have done what you do, like get annoyed when I make recommendations to the menu and yell at me or yell at the customer because she wants spaghetti and meatballs and not risotto. And it like hits Primo in a way. And he's like, okay, I'm on board. I'll do what we need to do to get this party going. And I thought that was like a very impactful scene. Like even, and I think it's interesting. I'm glad we almost watched it the way that we watched it. Again, having zero subtitles at all the first time, because I thought that was some of the best acting in the movie. Like I had zero idea what was being said, but I knew what they were talking about because of their facial expressions, because of their tone of voice. I'm like, this is the moment where Primo is getting buy-in, where for Segundo is getting Primo's buy-in. He's like, hey, this is serious. And Primo's like, okay. And you can tell that even without knowing because they are speaking fully in Italian to one another.
Yes, it's like opera. You know what's going on by the acting, the emotion, even if you don't know what's being said. Although operas do provide subtitles, so if you want to go see an opera, you can do that. But yeah, this is also like pretty much the half. Like this is where the movie turns.
Yeah.
We get up to this point, and this is where we learn a lot of information from this point on, like so much information. We we get involved with Anne. We see that Segundo is not necessarily the nicest man on the planet, and just using people, I guess.
Yeah, I will. So we'll get into this when we talk about my WTF moments, but I was not happy.
Yeah.
I was not happy for multiple reasons, but we'll get, again, we're learning, and this is that turning point where we realize, Segundo's our left brain guy. And in the sense that he is a businessman and he is going to do what needs to be done to keep the business rolling. And that means, but also we see like he is kind of selfish. We see the car scene. Does he get the Cadillac?
No, he does not get the Cadillac.
Okay.
Can't afford the Cadillac.
He can't afford the Cadillac. And so, but we see him like talking shit about his brother to the car salesman, and he's got his girlfriend and a girlfriend on the side, and who is also Pascal's daughter, and we're like, oh, this is
not daughter. That's his wife. That's Pascal's wife.
I thought that was his daughter.
No.
Oh, that makes it a lot different.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
still
Pascal's
makes it
wife.
bad.
Yeah.
Still makes it bad, but I thought that was his daughter.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. But yeah, there's a lot that happens in this chunk here. But do you have anything to add?
No, I do. I like that you brought up the salesman, which is played by Campbell Scott. Campbell Scott, you said, I will go ahead and bring out that you said he looks like one of the Wiggles. He does, in fact, look like one of the OG Wiggles, who I think is like the only one that is still with the Wiggles.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's
the red Wiggle.
Yeah, the one that you're talking about. I'm pretty sure it's the same one. But you're right. Like he is bashing his brother in this scene, but then there's also that moment at the end where he's like, I don't even talk to my brother anymore. He's cheap. I don't like cheap people. And then Stanley Tucci's character says, but he's your brother.
Yeah.
Like you gotta talk to him. So it is like okay, we've got him, saying all this, but at the very end, he's like, yeah, but he's your brother. It's family.
It's
No
family.
matter what, it's family. So we do get a little bit of that. But yeah, during this whole thing, he uses Gabriella, who he's been sleeping with, and not sleeping with his girlfriend.
Yeah, which is I have so many thoughts.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's just like, so is he into her? Is he not into her? Is he only into Gabriella? But Gabriella's married, and
Well, I think that Priscilla is responsibility, not Priscilla, Phyllis. Jesus. Phyllis. I'm combining Gabriella and Phyllis. Phyllis is responsibility. Phyllis is someone I have to care for. I would make my wife and she would have my children, and that's a responsibility that I'm not ready to commit to. I think he's more into Gabriella, but Gabriella's married and he can't have her, but she's probably more who he would want to be with.
mm-hmm. Do you think it's because she's Italian? And this girl's from the States?
I think Phyllis represents what I think. How do I put this? I think Segundo loves America because it is the land of opportunity. And I think opportunity to him means having a girlfriend and a girl on the side.
That's a good point. I like that.
I think it means having a business and running it. And running it well and having money for fancy cars because this man loves a Cadillac. I think he is like, if you think about all like the seedy things that America can provide, it is, again, it's the land of opportunity, especially in the 50s, and that is, I think, what he sees America as, because he makes it very clear, I am never going back to Italy.
Yeah,
I am never going back. I love it here. I'm staying here. And he can do whatever he wants in a way. And it's a control thing too. I mean, he wants to control the business, control his brother, control his girlfriends. Like there's an element of control here that I think he desires and can't necessarily have.
Well, that's a big thing with Segundo is desire. And like what you were saying, I just thought of this, and it might not even be a good, fully formed thought, but like him with Gabriella is essentially like what he sees Pascal as successful. Like that is what Pascal has. And if I have that, I see myself as successful as that man. When I'm with Phyllis here, that is who I truly am and who I don't like being, which is, an unsuccessful business owner and somebody that truly believes in me, and loves me, but I don't want to like commit and make that fully, like, I don't want to commit to that life. And maybe that's why he's pushing off on that. So like I said, not a fully formed thought there, but
no, I will say too, and this is the WTF that I wanted to bring up, is that so good. I don't want to get on like a huge soapbox about this, but an Italian man having a woman on the side is like a very shitty stereotype that is not cool to portray. And it's like, oh, and they drink constantly. And I'm like the alcoholic Italian man who's cheating on his wife. That is a very bad, negative stereotype about Italian men. It's been pretty, and it's been pretty pertinent even in my lifetime, not just the 1950s. So whenever I was so disappointed, not disappointed in Segundo, I was like, in the movie, I mean, I know that Stanley Tucci wrote it, like, but I was like, I was like, really? Like, we're going to play into the stereotype of this? Yeah. Like, okay, like and Italians are so, again, I'm saying this as someone who's like, has Italian heritage, like, Italians are so easy to make fun of, like, because again, for whatever reason, right? But I was like, really?
Yeah.
And again, I don't mean to get on my soapbox that much. But that part pissed me off.
It is always interesting whenever you have brought things up into my life about like movies and like certain tropes or things that you see or like stereotypes like that. You have brought my attention to so many things that now when I watch movies, I'm like, they did that. They did that in this one.
They did
and
that
like,
thing.
And like just thinking about like heavy Italian movies like Goodfellas or The Godfather, those are things that are actually put like what you just said. The the Italian man who drinks too much has women on the side. That's prevalent in both of those movies.
Yeah,
One is more
it's-
drugs, but yeah,
Mhm.
that it is very prevalent in those movies.
Yeah, it's just a negative stereotype that, again, I would rather like Stanley Tucci walk around with his hand like this going bibbity bop than him having a second girlfriend. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some stereotypes are funny and some stereotypes are harmful. And that one I was like not happy about.
Yeah.
I was like, I also thought it was a dumb plot line. Not a dumb plot line, but I was like, why have Phyllis at all? Just be sleeping with your competition's wife. That's a lot funnier. We're not funnier. It's a lot more interesting. It's a lot more dramatic. Why do you have Phyllis at all? But I do think it is to have that dichotomy of what he wants and what he can't have.
Yes. I like that. And I don't even think this movie doesn't do a lot with payoff ever in it. Like we have really great moments and I do like this movie, but we are left with an ambiguous ending. We are left with things that like you think maybe there's going to be this big explosion or a nefarious plan is revealed and it's because they don't like them or because a man is sleeping with his wife. And when it comes down to it, that's not it at all. That's not why any of this happened. There wasn't some big trick. There was a trick in this movie, but it wasn't the trick that we thought it was going to be, which I think is interesting. And I like that about this script. I just really, it's a fascinating script. And the more we dive into it, like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's really good.
A lot of layers.
Layers, like a shallot.
Like I was gonna say, like an onion.
I went with a tiny onion.
Do you want to go to my next scene?
I think unless yours was Primo and Anne.
No.
That's one of your okay. So this is kind of during that section though, like where everything kind of changes.
Yeah.
And now we see Primo opening up a little bit because Secondo is like, hey, you like that flower girl, invite her over. And he's talked to his barber, who is a character that I kind of wish we had more from that relationship, honestly, in the beginning of this movie. I wish we felt more like that was like his father figure, where Pascal is Stanley Tucci's father figure. I wish we had a little bit more with them in more situations instead of kind of the slow burn that we got at the very beginning. But yeah, Primo actually does get the current. Well, he has to talk to Anne about the flowers for the big night anyway. So he goes into here. Allison Janney, surprise Allison Janney, just is our florist. And Primo is adorable in this scene.
Precious.
Just
precious Primo.
The most scared. And like, the way that I think Allison Janney plays Anne is also very cute. Like, I think she knows.
Oh yeah.
And, I mean, as
she's like, this guy is in my shop 3 times a week. Like, he likes me.
And like the way that Primo acts during this, like when she's like, oh, I don't have those flowers that you like. What do you think about these? And then he gets in the case and like starts looking at the flowers on the other side instead of like opening the case to go, because he does it because I don't think he wants to slam or push the other door in front of Anne. So out of inconvenience to make her inconvenience, I think he does it. So he doesn't have to worry about that, but it's adorable.
It is funny what, like, again, a man who is so confident in the kitchen, in his cooking abilities, talking about food, being behind the kitchen doors. Like, I mean, cocky even, gets in front of a woman and he's like a 14-year-old, like he's like a 13-year-old kid. Like he can't speak. And it is very cute. And this is where I was like, I like this. Like this gives me more color to Primo. This gives me more, like, I like him more because I'm getting to know him more. That first half, I really didn't feel like, I was just like, oh, he's just an artiste. He's just a cocky chef. And like, was very one-dimensional, and the further into the movie we get deeper.
Yeah, you get and I think there is a good balance to be made in that first half where you can make Tony Shalhoub's character Primo have a softer side. Like, he's going to be a hard ass about his food and like not catering to people just because that's what they like. He wants to do what he wants. Like, give him a softer side, softer edge in that beginning. Give him that relationship with the barber, which we get a little bit of, but like, it's not enough
Mm-hmm.
there. And so we are left with this, okay, here's our good guy, bad guy, black and white in the first half. Here's our good guy, bad guy, black and white in the second half. So, which is Brothers, I guess. I don't know. I don't have one. I know a couple, but I don't have one myself. So Primo and Anne, I really like that scene. And of course, Primo doesn't ask out Anne in this scene. It takes Segundo talking to her with a chance encounter to invite her to the dinner. So I just wanted to put that one out there. What's yours?
The next scene is the dinner, which is the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it really is. I have like an extra scene that I would say is post dinner. But dinner just.
Yes, dinner is I have one more. The dinner is scene number 3, which is again a very huge chunk of the movie, but it is I love this. This is like, it is full of, they're excited. They're prepping. Louis Primo's coming. They're playing music. The restaurant is bumping with all of their friends. They're passing out free booze and free food, and like they're not even like there's like appetizers. Like the food hasn't even arrived yet, and it's still cooking in the back, and everyone that they love is there, and it's just, the excitement is palpable. It is great, and it is whenever they do sit down to eat the food, and it's people. It's not just Italians. It's not just like people that came from the other restaurants. Not just Pascal, right? Though he's there. It is people of all backgrounds who have never had this kind of food before. Primo is specifically making food from whatever part of Italy they are from. And that's like nothing that you would even see on a menu today in an Italian restaurant. Like, it's kind of some wild stuff, but I was even like, I don't know what this is. And everyone just takes bites, and there's like, oh, like, and that's such a feeling that like, everybody knows when you take a bite of food and it's just so good, your body slumps. I was like, I love this scene so much.
And I love that they present it in courses. I honestly, this movie would have been fun if they presented the movie in courses. And done it that way, in kind of Kevin Smith Clerks kind of way. But but I did like this section where they were like, all right, appetizer, soup, salad or whatever. And, we get into I feel like they had 3 main courses in there.
Yeah, there's always,
the pasta course.
Pasta course is its own course, and then the main course is usually the meat.
The meat, yes, and then there's the special course that they have, right?
Yeah,
or
they do have 3 main. I think the first, they do kind of have like 3 main courses, but the main event is the big thing,
the timpano.
Timpano, which is like a lasagna lava cake.
Yes. I mean, that I don't know how to, I've never seen this before. This is the only time I've ever seen this. You said that you've never seen anything like this before. You thought it was made up. I'm
not gonna lie, the hard boiled eggs really threw me. But everything else that was in there, I was like, this looked good.
It's just like, you make this big drum of pasta and like a pasta cake, I guess, and then it's like
crust.
Crust.
There's crust, and then layer of pasta, layer of meatballs, layer of egg, and then sauce, and then again, sauce. Oh, and there's cheese throughout it as well. And you wrap it all up and like a dumpling almost, and then, but it's like, it's something. It's a party piece.
Yeah. And
it's a centerpiece, and they bake it for a really long time, and they make 2 because one's going to be for Louis Prima and one's for everybody else.
And it's beautiful. Everything that they bring out is beautiful. The little hens, the risotto, the soup, even looks beautiful. I don't know, like everything just looks, the focaccia, oh my God, like it's a great visual in this. And like, I do think this is part of the time when they actually play with it a little bit more and like use the camera to, display how exorbitant and beautiful and everything is. Like, I love the shot of them running down the table. Like, it's the very beginning of the dinner scene, and it's like starts with them running down the table to show that the scene is set. The restaurant is closed only for a special party. It's the best part of this entire movie.
Yeah. It's even like the colors. Like, I mean, it's like dimly lit. It's like very warm tones. Like, I was like, this is fun. And like, there's a energy to it. Like, this felt like the most, energized part of the movie. Because again, I, in my opinion, it was pretty quiet. I don't want to say dull. We're getting info, but I was like, this felt very black and white, black and white, black and white. Boom, here's color.
Yeah. And it's during the, like, I've never wanted to participate in something so bad in my life. Not only because food was involved, but like you said, people of every background were there. We had like a Catholic priest. We had some random girls. We had Pascal was here. The
car
newspaper
salesman.
people, the car salesman was there. I think the vegetable guy might have been that one guy. He wasn't wearing glasses, but I think that's the vegetable guy. Like
Phyllis and Gabriella.
Phyllis and Gabriella are there, making that interesting. Anne shows up for Primo, and they're playing games. They're doing things like Pascal showing off tricks with his like little paper, which I've seen before. They play.
It did make me laugh.
Dance.
I did have the moment of like, I'm like, oh, I love that there's no phones here.
Yeah.
I had that like 2026 moment. I was like them playing the game with where's the ring, and there's a ring on a string and they're passing it back and forth and someone's in the middle trying to have to find it. I'm like, that would never happen today. And it's so cheap and easy and like, yeah, here's some string and a ring and let's go. And it was so fun. And that party went till like 3 or 4 in the morning. They are having a ball.
Yeah, and like they had a conga line going, like a dance line going early on. This is when everybody was getting drunk because they weren't serving food at this point. They were waiting on Louis Prima to get there. Spoiler, he does not get there. He does not show up as this party goes into. That's why they wait so long to reveal the timpano. Is because they wanted to wait on Louis Prima because it's a very special dish. Something that does not get made very often is a dish, from what I understand, that is very hard to like get perfect. Like we watched a video of Babish, if people are familiar with Babish from YouTube and like cooking videos and stuff. We watched him do it, and his was not as like perfect as the one that was displayed in this movie. Now again, Hollywood.
It also
magic.
took him hours.
Yeah, hours of just making your own fresh pasta. We've made fresh pasta.
We have made fresh pasta.
We're
pretty easy.
It is actually really easy.
It's just time consuming.
Yeah. And who wants to do that?
If we're having pasta, I need to eat in like 10 minutes. So.
That's very true. That's very true. So a lot of things happen during this dinner scene. Big things like Anne and Gabriella discover each other. And so
Gabriella knew the whole time.
Yes.
Phyllis did not.
Yeah. Did I say Anne? I did.
No, you said Phyllis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they meet, and so you as the viewer are like, oh no, what's going to happen here? And they have some really good moments together at the end of the night. Secondo, after learning that Louis Prima's not showing, or that it's just so late that like Louis Prima's not going to show up, that like Gabriella finds him in the bathroom and comforts him, kisses him, and then Phyllis catches them. So she bolts during this.
And then Segundo chases after her. And that's when Pascal is like, maybe we should leave. And Gabrielle is like, I'm going to put a bomb on this whole place.
Which is crazy, and reveals that Louis Prima was never coming.
Which I did not know.
Yeah.
I was actually like surprised. I'm like, I knew in my heart Louis Prima was not coming, but I kind of assumed it would be like he blew it off or something happened. But I didn't think it was that Pascal purposefully never called Louis Prima.
Yeah.
I was kind of, when they said it, I was like, oh, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I also don't want to take away. I skipped ahead a lot to them this reveal with this triangle here, but like Primo is having the time of his life because Anne is there. She showed up. He didn't know she was going to be there. And it opens up to her in a way that we have not seen in this. It's like forced to do it, but then like gets a couple shots in him and just tells her everything about food and Italy.
And she's in the back, she's in the kitchen, he's giving her pieces to eat. She's like, oh my God, this is delicious, which is like all he wanted to hear was that his food was good. Because again, especially because again, Anne's white, like she's not Italian, but and he's like, oh my God, a non-Italian likes my food.
Yes. A non-Italian likes my food.
I think she's pretty.
And it's very cute. We see them flirting with one another. And it's, I mean, the dinner is obviously my favorite part of this movie. This is probably my second favorite part of this movie is him like opening up, and it's very cute, very comical at times. And again, adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Just adorable.
Mm-hmm.
What else am I missing from this scene?
I think that's the gist. I mean, there's a lot that goes on. It's very fun, but I think we covered like the meat and potatoes of it.
Yeah. Basically Lady and the Tramp. That's right, chat.
It's a good pairing.
Basically that is a good pairing.
It's a great pairing.
Man. Getting a little ahead of us here with your pairings, chat. I'm so mad now. We get the fight, or is that your next scene is the fight?
It's not. No, okay. I go for it.
Yeah, so after the dinner, that's when everything comes to a head. He chases after, or Segundo chases after Phyllis. She is out in the ocean, just like I guess I'm feeling like she's like, I threw away part of my, like a good part of my life believing in this man, and he treats me like this. And
she's done.
She's done, basically. She comes in, she leaves.
Yeah.
And then Primo comes out to the beach to try and talk to his brother, and they have a knockdown, drag out fight. Not really. It is the silliest fight. Like, I think it is something only a family would do unless you hated each other. It was no punches were thrown. It's a lot of shoving,
it was
a lot
of wrestling.
Yeah, a lot of rolling around. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if tickling was involved at some point.
But Primo tells Segundo, Louis Prima's not coming. And Segundo's like, how do you know this? And he's like, Gabriella told me. Pascal never called. And he was like,
cool.
Okay. And then they fight.
And then all the things that Stanley Tucci wanted to say at the beginning of this movie about how you never do anything. You only cook. You refuse to cater to our, customers, to bring in more customers. You don't want to, you basically aren't helping me at all with your art. I'm trying to keep us afloat. And Primo just attacks him with like, is this what we really wanted? This isn't what I wanted.
This place is tearing us apart.
Yeah. Like, he loves America and Primo does not love America.
No, there's also a job back in Rome with their uncle that Primo is deeply considering. And again, the audience has already heard that Segundo's never going back to Italy. So that is also part of the crux of this fight, is that Primo wants to leave and Segundo wants to stay.
Yeah.
And Primo's like, what's there to stay for? This sucks. we're wrestling on the beach.
You just lost both of your girlfriends, probably.
And that party literally put us out of business. And we're done. So what's there to stay for? And it's a bad fight, but it's a good fight. Like, it's a bad wrestling match.
It is a brotherly fight.
Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't know. I never fought a brother.
Just
ever.
a sister.
And I would just threaten to pee myself if that was my defense.
Good threat.
It's a good guys. If you're ever in a fight, just be like, "I'm gonna pee on you." If you don't, and they'll get off of you immediately. I promise. That is lesson number 1 from
life
surviving.
Tips from Cody.
Life tips: pee on people. It'll be great. What's your next scene?
Well, my next scene is the breakfast. That's my last
Yeah.
scene. I only had the 4. But we do get right before this, we do get Segundo confronting Pascal. But that does then lead us right to the next morning. And I love the dinner. Arguably the best scene in this movie is the breakfast the next day. It is silent. Segundo is making breakfast for Cristiano, who we haven't mentioned yet. It's just the 3rd kid who's in this restaurant. He's making breakfast, just scrambling up some eggs real quick, eating some bread. He sits down to eat in the kitchen. Primo comes in. They do not say a word to one another. Segundo makes Primo a plate of eggs, and they just sit next to each other and put their arms around each other in silence and eat their breakfast. And it is an incredible ending.
It's a great ending.
This ending saved the movie for me.
Yeah?
It was so good. I was just like, chef's kiss, pun intended. I love this. It was such a perfect representation of like reconciliation with family. It's like we don't even have to say anything. We immediately forgive each other. We immediately understand, hey, I messed up. I'm sorry for what I said. I don't even have to say it. And they just it's also like the representation of literally breaking bread together. That going back to basics of a scrambled egg and a slice of toast and just sitting together and eating is such a familial thing to do. It's a communal thing to do. It's a beautiful thing. And it was very like perfect ending, perfect scene.
It is, you know, you just said that about like breaking bread together. It's what Phil Rosenthal talks about all the time. Whenever he goes on podcasts for people, he always says like, it doesn't matter who you are if you're eating. You're doing something together, and things like kind of leave when you're eating food and sharing that communion together with each other. It's just really interesting. The power of food. It's beautiful. So yeah, it ends on that. It fades to black.
It does.
Who is your favorite character, or are there some scene stealers?
I said my scene stealer was Pascal.
Yeah.
He is a caricature. He is hilarious. He's swearing constantly. He's so loud. Like, he's very funny. Also, Gabriella's dachshund. That is my scene stealer. Is her little wiener
He's in
dog.
2 scenes in this movie.
He's perfect.
She drove me here.
I was like, am I Gabriella? Am I just like, she's just walking around with her wiener dog in this Italian restaurant and drinking wine. I was like, this is my dream.
I'll try my darndest, I swear. I got to get you a dog first.
We can't get a dachshund. He's so cute.
Yeah. Pascal is definitely my scene stealer, though. He is
Mm-hmm.
all those things that you said. He's very funny. I love the things about his character that we do find the swearing, because I think he's like, oh, this is what Americans do. They swear a lot, and like I'm gonna use their word. Like, I think that he loves that. I love that. I do truly think that he cares about Primo and Segundo, especially Segundo. I do think that he cares about them. And I think that when he lies about Louis Prima coming to their restaurant, I do think it's he's seen the writing on the wall. He knows that their business is failing, and I want to give them like something to look forward to.
Speed up the process.
I want to give you guys an idea. Like, I want you to know that your food is good. You are appreciated, that you are artistic, that you are a good businessman. It just doesn't always fall the way that we want it to, because he did not do it out of revenge. He knew that Segundo was sleeping with his wife. He did not do it out of revenge. I truly, he did want to work with them.
Yeah, he wanted them. He wants Primo specifically.
Yes.
He's like, your brother, your restaurant is a casualty in getting the 2 of you to come work for my restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, which is, he said, he's like, I'm a businessman first. And I agree. There 2 things can be true at once, that he deeply cares for these 2 men, and he is trying to improve his business.
Yes. So I do. I just love those little And I love Pascal at the end when he does have that reveal. He's playing the piano. It's the most like toned down version we get of Pascal.
It's
And
also not.
It's good.
It's also like you said. It's not malicious. He's just very calm. He's like, this is what I did, and it is what it is. Like he's not. I didn't do this to screw you over. He's not like maniacally laughing in the corner. He's just like, I did what I had to do.
Yeah. And I think when I was watching it, I felt like he gave us a hint early on. When he enters the restaurant for the party, he says, "Oh, it looks like the Last Supper." And I thought I was like, "Oh, I think that is him."
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, anytime Louis Prima got brought up, he was like, let's just go. Let's just do it. Like, who cares? He's coming. People here eventually. Let's just get this thing moving. Like, I'm like, you're evading that question pretty solid. So, yeah.
Yeah. Pascal, definitely a scene stealer in this, the dog. I also put down Primo, like second half Primo, because I think he's adorable. Any quotes from this movie that really stuck out to you?
Quotes, yes. My favorite quote from the whole movie is from Primo, and it says, "To eat good food is to be close to God."
Yes.
And I think that is 100% true.
That you got to stitch that on a pillow.
I do. We need to hang it on in our kitchen.
There's another section. I couldn't find any of like it written down where somebody, I think it's Segundo trying to talk about, maybe it isn't him and it is Primo. Like there was more to this section and I really liked all of it, talking about like being close. But yes, to eat good food is to be close to God is the perfect quote. No notes.
No notes. That's the movie. I had Segundo at the beginning with that lady, the customer who's being difficult. He's like, sometimes the spaghetti likes to be alone because she wants spaghetti and meatballs. He's like, sometimes the spaghetti likes to be alone.
Yeah. Also, the beginning of this movie too, with that lady who's demanding doesn't understand why you wouldn't have two starches, which I think is funny.
Well, yes. I also don't think that's the point.
Right.
She is not going to eat that risotto.
Yes.
That risotto is not like Pascal is like, not Pascal. Primo is like, she ordered the risotto. If she's also ordering the spaghetti and meatballs, that means she's having two starches. And like Segundo doesn't have the heart to say she's not going to eat that risotto.
Yeah.
The spaghetti and meatballs is the replacement dish because it's not two starches. The only starch she's going to have is the spaghetti once it gets to her plate.
But so, I also love these. Like, what should I make her mashed potatoes too?
As a side, yeah.
As a side. I thought that was very funny. What else?
Pascal with this banger.
I think you should use this at your job.
Bite your teeth into the ass of life. And he screams it and he like holds his, it's like, it's just so ridiculous. I'm trying to figure out in my mind when I would use this at work.
It's just like, embrace it, embrace life. Do it, like, I think it's a super motivating line.
It is. I agree. That could be cross-stitched on a pillow.
It is like Shia LaBeouf, do it.
Do
energy.
it.
Yes.
I agree.
It is that. It's giving that.
I've got one last quote, and this is when Segundo is talking to Pascal, confronting Pascal, and Pascal's like, I did this to get you and your brother to come work at my restaurant, effectively. And Segundo says, you will never have my brother. He lives in a world above you. What he has and what he is real. You are nothing.
I think it's harsh.
Really?
I think that's a harsh line to him.
Oh, well, I think it has, well, I mean, or if you're, I mean, as the audience, we see a holistic picture of Pascal.
Right.
If I am Segundo, I just lost my girlfriend and my lover. My brother and I just had a brawl. My restaurant is over. I am no longer successful. In fact, I may have to move back to Italy. I have no money, and you are the reason I am in this position. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Is like that. He is, I mean, seeing red at this point. And when Pascal straight up says, like your restaurant is a casualty. I think he says casualty at one point. For me to get Primo specifically, he's like, not even Segundo. He's like, I want Primo in my kitchen. And I think in that it's less to do with like double bird to Pascal and more to do with him to finally defending Primo.
Yeah.
Because he's like, what he has and what he is real. Like him being this culinary artist. And it's like probably the first time that he really acknowledges that he knows that his brother's talented. He's the talent, but it's more about what he says about his brother, less for what he says at Pascal.
Yeah. I guess it's like hiding your light. Primo would never work for him, but like putting Primo in his restaurant is like hiding a light under a basket. Like it's like you don't put him in there to make spaghetti and meatballs. It'll be the best spaghetti and meatballs you ever have, but that's not where Primo's talent lies.
To me, it's like caging a lion.
Yeah.
Like to me, he's like putting him in the circus or putting him in a zoo when he should be free.
I agree. I think that is.
That's all I got for quotes.
I have a couple more. Pascal says, when he's talking to Segundo, give the people what they want, then later you can give them what you want. And which is good advice.
Yeah, that's pretty good advice.
And something that Primo does need to hear. Like you can't have a business if you're just you can pepper that stuff in, but you got to start with what people want. You got to sell them something that they don't have, or that they actually want.
Yeah, reel them in.
And with food, it's a little difficult. They have, they don't want unfamiliar things. They want things they know, like spaghetti and meatballs. So Phyllis, when she's talking to Gabriella, says, you know how they get you, these people, men, boys, they make you think they have secrets they will tell, but then they have nothing to tell. And then they talk, and then they talk, and keep talking. And what do they say? And Gabriella responds with nothing. So it's like the women power part of this movie.
This movie does not pass the Bechdel test.
No, it does not.
It does not.
It is just about these men that suck.
And
then Phyllis responds with right. And then Gabriella says, and then they smoke, and then they talk some more, and then that's that. So men aren't that deep.
Sorry, shit.
Sorry, men, you ain't shit. Women.
Be nice to him.
Be nice to him. Do not forget that. I'm surprised you didn't have this quote down, and maybe you have it in WTF or not. But Primo is very angry, and he's talking about Pascal's restaurant. And he says, "Do you know what happens in that restaurant every night?" And he screams, "Rape! Rape! The rape of cuisine!" Yeah,
that's in my WTF. That was wild, and because I was just like, I thought he meant the thing, and he was like of cuisine, and I was
what a twist that would be in this movie if that's what was going on in Pascal's every night. It's like
I was like, oh my god, wild.
There's a part where Primo and Segundo are talking, and Primo, it's talking about I'm not going to change my menu for these people. He says, give people time, they will learn. And Segundo says, this is a restaurant, not a fucking school.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So those are all the lines that I have.
I have one more, but it's in my biggest laugh.
Okay. Let's move into that. Biggest laugh, cry, scare, or thrill. What moment hit the hardest emotionally for you?
So when Pascal literally screams because the food is so good, like they're all eating, and then that's that scene where everyone's taking a bite and they just go, and Pascal literally slams his fists, and he's like, God, pardon my French. God damn it, I should kill you. This is so fucking good. I should kill you. That is so it was like the genuine laugh out loud moment. I mean, yes. I loved that. Just Pascal screaming because the food was so good.
I wasn't sure in that moment whether he was being serious or not. It felt like performative. Pascal's a performer.
Yes.
and like C is everybody loving, enjoying this, and I thought maybe it was a little bit performative, but I mean, I do. After seeing the movie, I was like, okay, that was a real moment. Like,
Yeah.
Pascal,
He loves
really
his
did.
food.
Yeah, he loves his food. He knows what he's got here, so that's
Mhm.
good. Also, just to add on to your Pascal stuff, every time Pascal says "fucking guy," this fucking guy here is hilarious every time
Yeah.
he says it, because it's like out of nowhere. It doesn't always sound. It's like broken English. It's hilarious.
Yes. It's also very bro-y.
Yeah.
Like, and like today he'd be like, what's up, big dog? Like,
Yeah.
like trained like this guy. Like, it's just such a very bit like businessman kind of like, you. Like, he's just trying to butter him up.
Fucking guy.
Yeah.
What else you got on this section?
I just have one more, and it's the beginning. And Primo calling the customer a literal criminal because she wants. She's like, she's a criminal. It's like she just wants spaghetti and meatballs. And then when like Segundo bursts the door open, he's like, "Good, go talk to her. She's right there. You want to talk to her?" And he's like,
No, I know. Talk to her. She a Philistine.
yeah. Just so funny. So that I thought that was very funny. That was all I got.
The only other two that I put were thrills, and it was thrilling for the timpano to be revealed.
Yes.
And that risotto, when they bring out that risotto that we didn't even know about, like,
Yeah.
and then they just bring out this beautiful risotto that looks like an Italian flag. Like,
Mhm.
I've never seen anything like that. I've wanted to
It
eat
looked
all of
good.
that risotto. I wanted to eat everything, but like,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Looked
and
delicious.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that blew me away. So,
Mhm.
let's move into our WTFs. I know we hit on that already a little bit, but any other WTF for ridiculous moments?
No, we covered mine. It was Scream. No, the Rave of the Cuisine was number one, and then number two was Segundo having the affair, and just the stereotype of it. And I was mad.
Yeah.
So, but I already went on that rant, so it's okay.
The only other thing that I had was the discussion between Segundo and Pascal in the office. I feel like they were I feel like they're trying something with the way that the conversation was like
yeah.
this and then like this.
I hated that.
I didn't like it. And I was like, guys, I don't know what you're trying to do here. I'm sure there's like a reason behind this. It is
Mhm.
not working for me. I don't like it. I don't get it. I think it's stupid. Just show me the mouths. Just
Yeah.
show me the mouths. I don't need it to be weird and
Yeah,
like,
it was weird.
power dynamic. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
it was weird. So that was it. Best music moment in this movie.
I said Mambo Italiano.
It's a great moment.
There's so much Louis Prima, and I picked the one not Louis Prima song. But it's when they make effectively a conga line, and that's when like everyone is drunk at the party. The food has not come out yet, but they are having a blast, and everyone's just like walking behind one another, creating this line, and just Mambo Italiano is a banger.
It is a banger. And like, I love the way this scene starts too, because it's that guy, like it's just, TikTok video before a TikTok video, just a guy lip syncing to Mambo Italiano. It's perfect. It's great.
Yes.
The out of the Louis Prima songs though, I picked "Oh Marie." That's one of my favorites. They didn't play the "Pennies from Heaven" that you typically hear, but
Pennies from Heaven is my favorite.
yeah. "Oh Marie, oh Marie." I love that one. Okay, here's another thing. Maybe this is WTF. If I'm Louis Prima and I walk into a restaurant and you're playing Louis Prima, I hate that. I've never been a celebrity or a musician in my life, but like, if you're that big, if I was like small and starting out and you're playing my music, I'd be like, hell yeah, like people like my music. That's great. But like, if you're Louis Prima and you walk in, you're like, geez, a fucking guy. Like, I don't know. It's the kids would say cringe.
I was gonna say it's corny, but
corny.
I think he would be like,
I get
I mean, I think he'd be used to it, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was just like, I would never want to hear my music if I play it all the time. I don't want to hear it.
I love the one point they're like, stand outside and go look for Louis Prima. I don't know what he looks like. And they're like, here, and it just hands him the record.
It's great. All right, it's ready. Are you ready for F, Marry, Kill?
Yes.
I got a couple.
Okay.
We'll start with the food one. You got the timpano,
Okay.
the risotto, the flag
Okay.
risotto, and the
Mhm.
focaccia bread. It's a garlic focaccia bread. I'm sure it's amazing.
I think I am marrying that risotto. That
Really?
risotto looked so good. And there was the different kinds. Like there was like a
Yeah.
seafood risotto, I think a pesto risotto, and a
Mhm.
tomato risotto. I was like, I want all of them. They
Yeah.
looked incredible. I'm marrying the risotto. I think I'm effing the focaccia because I love focaccia.
Mm.
And even though the timpano is like seems to like a once in a lifetime dish, I still can't get over the boiled egg. That is, I mean, it doesn't go in la lasagna. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't like texture wise, taste wise. I am not the only time I eat like a hard boiled egg is in a Cobb salad and and that is like there. Other than that, it's not for me
Yeah.
texturally. So I think I do have to get rid of the timpano. Unfortunately, I'm very sorry.
Oh, this is your F Mary kill. It's not my F Mary kill. I think that I F the timpano.
I like it is like again
Because
kind
it
of
is
the
such a-
idea
it's-
of like a one night stand.
Yeah, one night stand. I never will see this person ever again.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I have to do that. But that sadly means I am killing risotto.
Wow, you're
Yeah.
marrying focaccia.
I'm marrying bread.
That's fair.
I want to live my life with bread. I want to
They're
spend
all starch.
yeah, they are all starches. But yeah, I want to live with bread for the
Mhm.
rest of my days.
Fair. So
And
what
respect it.
if we subbed out the bread for those like roasted hens with the grapes?
I'd kill the hens. Although I'd want to try it.
Well, then
I
would
wanna,
you marry risotto?
Yeah, I'd marry risotto
Okay.
at that point. It was very hard to choose between risotto and focaccia. But you know that one of those is pesto risotto, and I couldn't live with the heartburn.
Yes.
Yes,
We're finally admitting.
yes, chat. I would be very nice to bread. I'd be kind to bread. I would do things for bread that they asked for. Respect it, treat it nice. Other things that you would do if you were married to
In
bread.
love with bread.
Yeah, which me and Oprah, we're both in love with bread.
I love bread.
I love bread. All right, Anne, Phyllis, and Gabriella.
Oh,
All the guys kind of suck in a way, so I was like, eh.
yeah.
And we don't get much of them.
Yeah, I mean, this movie is not known for its feminist literature or its well-written women. It's pretty bad.
Go
for the
off,
girls.
Queen.
Anyway. I was pissed about the affair. I've been sitting on this for 2 days. I am gonna go controversial. I think I'm gonna marry Gabriella.
Okay.
I like her energy. Maybe I just want the dachshund. But no, I like her energy. Is she having an affair with a taken man? Sure. Oh no, I think she's cool. She's cool. So I'm marrying her.
She kind of looks like Rizzo a little bit.
She does. Maybe I should marry Anne because then I'd get flowers all the time.
Your house would smell very nice.
But she's kind of boring. And I also don't care about Phyllis. Like, I think I have to kill Phyllis because she's the
Okay.
one I'm like least attached to.
Mm-hmm.
She might believe in me, but like, that's it.
She might believe it. She's totally marrying for the docs in the chat. Yes, she absolutely is.
You know what? I think maybe I marry Anne for the flowers. I F Gabriella because she has cool energy, and then I kill Phyllis. That was difficult. That was a good one.
Thank you. I'm proud of that. I think I kill Anne. No,
She's pretty.
I think I kill Gabriella.
Really?
Yeah.
The Italian?
The only actual Italian American,
this whole
the only
movie.
actual Italian in this movie.
Yes.
Stanley Tucci is Italian American, and then I think that's where everything stops with Italians in this movie. I think I F Phyllis mostly for her coming out of the ocean.
That's fair.
I was just like, whatever she's got going on, that worked.
She's very pretty.
Minnie Driver is very, very pretty. And has been in, she's like always shows up in Good Will Hunting, and
I was trying to figure out where I knew her from, and it's from Ella Enchanted.
I thought you were going to say Goldeneye.
No, I forgot about her in Goldeneye.
She is a Russian singer at the bar singing very badly in Goldeneye.
Nope, from Ella Enchanted.
Ella
She
Enchanted.
is her mom.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, so I think I got to kill Anne. No,
Okay.
kill Gabriella. Mary Ann.
F. Phyllis.
Yes, F.
Okay.
Phyllis.
Mixing it up.
Although I think Isabel Rossellini is very beautiful as well in this movie.
Yeah, she's like entrancing. Like
Yes.
just she's very like again good energy.
Good silhouette too with the
Yes.
like that dress. That it's a good dress. That's a good dress.
You love purple.
Yeah, I love purple, and I love gold, and I love you. And okay, so here's the big question. We haven't done a big question in a while. I don't have the typical music coming out that I would because of reasons. Don't worry about it. What happens? What do you think happens after?
I think, and I put a lot of thought into this. I think they both go back to Rome.
Yeah.
I think that if there is unless if we just put it in what we know, let's say Phyllis doesn't come back to him, Gabrielle, I think again, our perspective as the watcher is maybe different from the perspective of the character itself. But like Segundo has no job, no restaurant, no money. He's not going to work for Pascal because that was the backup plan. He has no girlfriend. The land of opportunity has no more opportunities for him. And the one thing in his life that matters the most to him that we will never get rid of is his brother.
Mhm.
And his brother is deeply unhappy. Even with Anne, had them having a little flirtation, romance situation. He was going to go back to Rome. That is Primo's plan. Is our uncle has a job at a restaurant in Rome. We'd be respected there. He's like, I could cook what I want to cook. It's good money, and get to go home. And I think at the end of the day, if Phyllis was still around and if the blow up with Pascal didn't happen, let's just say Louis Prima doesn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to come and he doesn't. I would think Segundo would stay, but because of how everything played out after the party, I think Segundo will stay with his brother and go back home to Italy.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. I had a plan to say something completely different from what you just said, but I think it's interesting that they're going to Rome. I think that matters too in the decision because Rome is probably the biggest city, the biggest city in Italy. It is going to attract a lot more people than just Italians. It's not Bologna like he was talking about earlier. It's not up in the north in Tuscany or any of those things where maybe right now there's not a lot of tourism and things like that. But I think it's interesting that Rome is the choice there.
Yeah.
Because it's going to bring in more people. So maybe and I think that helps Segundo go back to Italy with him. Now I was thinking that Primo would take Anne with him and say, I want to do this. You want to come with me? I'm going to have a job in this restaurant in Rome. You're going to live in Italy with me. We'll get married. We'll do whatever.
Potentially.
You can run a flower shop there. I can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Run that. I saw that happening. And then Segundo just being so stubborn about America and making it work that he was going to do something, something else, try something new. Maybe go work with Bob as the car salesman or maybe, give up and work for Pascal and just go under his wing. I like your answer better than mine.
Mhm. I think if Segundo stayed, he would regret it.
Yeah.
There would be spaghetti and regretti.
Spaghetti and regretti. There she is, folks. So yeah, I like your answer better. You win. You win
Thanks.
today's pod. Who do you think gave the best performance?
I think it was Stanley Tucci. Maybe it is Primo. I don't know. I haven't seen this side of Stanley Tucci before personally. Was
Mhm.
his accent garbage and did he slide in and out of it the entire movie? Sure.
Yeah.
But I believed him when he was like, fighting with his brother, getting frustrated about the restaurant. I don't know. It was just fun. I think, like we said earlier, Stanley Tucci is known for being like, our like cool next door neighbor who's like super
Yes.
chill, and I love him. I disliked him for a lot of this movie, and because of that, I think that's why I was like, he did a good job.
Yeah. I
Reno
like
did a good job too, but
yeah.
I just didn't like the character as much.
Mhm. Tony Shalhoub did do a good job as Primo. I put Ian Holm as Pascal. I really liked him. I think it's like a fun, exaggerated role. It's like I hate this person and don't like this actor, but like Jared Leto knew what he was doing when he was in House of Gucci, being as insane as he was. He knew what kind of movie he was in that. And I think that Ian Holm gives that same energy, but Ian Holm's a decent human being and Jared Leto's not. So that's it. Yeah, I really liked Ian Holm, and I really think he brought it home at the end of the movie when he had that like
He did a
quiet
great
scene.
job.
Yeah. All right, now it's time for our recasting. Whether you want to do a 96 recast or a 2026 recast, what you got?
I only did 26, so
I
do
love
you want
it.
to do 96?
Yeah, I'll go 96. You had made a mention. You mentioned about like Italians dating non-Italians in this, and like Phyllis's character. Well, I was like, we don't need Phyllis to be white, like or like Scottish or whatever heritage, Anglo, I guess is a better way to say that. So I was
non-Italian.
like, non-Italian. Marissa Tomei would be fun in there.
I was trying to put her in there somewhere, and I was like, I do like Marissa Tomei.
Nicolas Cage as Segundo.
Okay.
And John Turturro as Primo.
Who's that?
John Turturro is the older brother in Do the Right Thing, the not nice guy in Do the Right Thing. He's in every Coen Brothers movie.
He's Barton Fink.
Yes, Barton Fink. I should always remember that you know that movie.
I mean, the Barton Fink poster is him just like this.
Yeah.
It's just his face.
That's John Turturro for Primo there.
Okay.
Because he has that little bit of edge, little anger.
Mm-hmm.
Could rock a mustache. Hair. Yeah, the dark hair. Joe Pesci as Pascal.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if Joe Pesci could pull off like the Italian part of like he is Italian. He's an Italian American.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he could be like an Italian that lives in America. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? None of them can. So
no. All right, 2026. I'm curious.
Okay, so for my Pascal, I picked Stanley Tucci.
Okay.
I love bringing back somebody from the OG movie and putting them in a different role. So I want Stanley Tucci to be Pascal. And then for the brothers, Primo and Segundo, Primo, I said Adrian Brody. Okay. And Segundo, I said Jason Schwartzman.
We have a similar one.
Okay, I think I picked. Someone mentioned that that young Stanley Tucci looks like Jason Schwartzman, and I could not get it out of my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I always get Adrian Brody and Jason Schwartzman mixed. I know who they are. I know they're different people, but they do look like brothers to me.
And they've played brothers before.
Yes, and Adrian Brody also gives me pretentious energy, and I think he'd do a good job being Primo.
Yeah.
I think I kind of aged. I don't know if I aged them up. I don't know how old Jason Schwartzman is, but I try to go for like early 40s ish with
mid 40s. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both their roles. So that's who that's all I had. Those were my roles, but it's not great. Not my best work, but I thought, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I like it. I was trying to fit Adrian Brody and Jason Schwartzman in here. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was trying to do that. For 2026, I had Monica Bellucci as Gabriella. Monica Bellucci, very famous Italian actress, beautiful, in the same way that Isabella Rossellini was an Italian actress, very beautiful. So, and now she's a little bit older. I think Monica Bellucci's in her 50s. She looks like she's 38, 39. Annie Murphy as Anne.
Oh, that's cute.
Jason Schwartzman as Primo.
Okay.
And Joe Jonas as Secondo.
No. I'm so mad. At New Jersey Italian, are you kidding me?
I could not think of somebody for Segundo. And I was like,
you know what?
he's a
I will
slim
say-
dude. I think he can play like pretentious or like his
A jerk.
character. Yeah, he could be like when Joe played himself in the Jonas
Christmas
Christmas
movie.
movie. I was like, that gives me Segundo energy.
I actually think Nick would be a better Segundo, but I
Yeah?
do think it would be fun to have Joe Jonas be Primo and Nick be Segundo.
I tried to fit the Jonas Brothers in here. too.
Kevin
Sorry,
Kevin is the car salesman.
Kevin could be Cristiano, Mark Anthony's character. That gets 3
Child.
lines in the movie.
Barely. Just dude in the
Typical.
background.
Just typical Kevin material.
Yeah. Make their dad play Pascal. Like poor Kevin.
Poor
That
Kevin.
is so funny.
Yeah, I was like, Joe, let's give it a shot. You know,
Let's give it a shot. I like
give it a
it.
shot.
Why not?
Mark Ruffalo as Pascal. was my
Okay.
other. He could do that. I feel like that's his character in Poor Things, and he's just
Okay.
outrageous. So, yeah, that was my casting. I was really excited about Joe Jonas, and
I'm
also
sorry.
like, you gave the reaction that I think I was expecting. So,
And just me going, no.
no, not at all. You're an idiot. I hate you.
No.
That's the energy you gave.
I
All
said
right.
none of that.
Any fun facts that you learned from there's not a ton of them that were out there. I tried to do some extra research, couldn't find much.
I thought it was interesting. So MGM was going to distribute the film, but it was ultimately dropped because the directors Stanley Tucci and Campbell Scott refused to change the editing.
Yeah.
And I wondered what the editing they wanted changed.
I wonder if they
I-
just wanted a decision. Like, are you guys like going to make them go to Rome? Are you going to split them up? What are you going to do? I think that's probably what the studio wanted.
Yeah, and I also kind of wondered if they had the same thought that like the first half kind of drags and the second half is a lot more interesting. Is there something that we can cut from the minutes wise from the first half to
Yeah.
shorten the movie a little bit? Because I mean, it wasn't a long movie, was it?
No, I don't think so. Not
It
at
was
all.
less than 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it's
so-
an hour 40, maybe hour 50.
Yeah, it's not too crazy. So I don't know. Maybe they wanted it to be 90 minutes.
Hour 50 is what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, it would have been a better 90-minute movie.
I think so. I think it could have helped. I think some editing could have helped, but just at least with the first half.
Mhm.
The woman singing in Pascal's restaurant is played by Christine Tucci, who is Stanley Tucci's sister. I thought that was funny.
Do you think she was out of tune?
I don't remember.
I was Googling, and Google's AI thing pops up, and it was like the woman singing clearly out of tune in the restaurant is actually Stanley Tucci. I was like, I don't think she was that. I don't think she was out of tune. I think that's rude of you, AI.
It didn't occur.
Get out of here.
It didn't occur to me. It wasn't bad enough for me to go, what is going on?
Yeah.
But it's also the vibe of everyone's drunk and having a fun time. So I don't think it matters how in tune she is. So
Yeah. Gemini
know.
was just really rude, and I didn't appreciate it.
rude. The last thing I had, so the actual location of the restaurant in real life is in the Jersey Shore. Or no. Sorry, the movie takes place in the Jersey Shore. The restaurant is in Yonkers, New York.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Yeah, it wasn't wherever they were. If the movie took place in New York, the restaurant was in New Jersey, or if the movie took place in New Jersey, the restaurant was in New York. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
No, the movie takes place in New Jersey. It's on
Okay,
the
so
shore.
the restaurant itself is in Yonkers, New York.
Yonkers. Interesting. We should go. We'll go. What else? Anything else?
That was all I pulled.
I had all the same, most of those, but I also had Mary Louise Parker was originally cast as Phyllis, and I think that she backed out of it, causing the directors of this movie, Stanley Tucci and Campbell Scott, having a discussion about this. Little did they know, Minnie Driver's right outside that, and she ends up getting cast for this. So them like finding her after losing Mary Louise Parker as that is nice, fun story. And then the other thing that I had here is Stanley Tucci wrote this script out of frustration, and because he was in such a bad movie in 1994, Leave It to Pauly Shore to push you to the edge to where you're in the movie Jury Duty and you're like, I can't do this anymore. I want to control my own destiny. Let me write a role for myself. That's good. So he did that. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Now, for the part that I've been waiting for my whole life, like a fine wine and dish, if you could pair this movie with another movie for a double feature, what would you choose?
I am very proud of my pairings. I only have 3. I went quality. Sometimes I go quantity. Today I went quality.
I went hard because I was like, I want to see if I get it.
So I have 3.
Okay.
The first one that came to mind immediately was Eat, Drink, Man, Woman.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Eat, Drink, Man, Woman and that was a pod episode, and another food movie, but about, family. Really, it's really about family, but also about food. And I just thought that was a good pairing. So Eat, Drink, Man, Woman. The one that I am like really happy about, and I'm wondering if this is the one you have, is Waiting for Guffman.
No.
Oh, okay. I had, because we just watched Waiting for Guffman, which again, another pod episode that I loved, but I'm like, this, doing a big event and the main guy is not coming. Like waiting for Louis Prima, waiting for Guffman to show up, putting on this performance on stage, putting on this performance at the restaurant, and he never showing up, and what happens in the aftermath of that disappointment.
Yeah.
So
there you go. Chat agreed with you. They
nice.
put Waiting for Guffman as well. So
yes. So yeah, Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, Waiting for Guffman, and the last one I had was Feast of the Seven Fishes. Just another, again, food-ish, food adjacent, the less food than Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, or even Big Night, but Italian food, Italian family. It's a Christmas movie. It's a modern movie. It's a couple years old. I am obsessed with this movie. It made me cry a lot, but that's my own trauma to unpack. It's so good. It is a Christmas movie. It's about, like, if you ever wanted to know what happens in my life on Christmas Eve, just watch this movie.
Honestly, she's not far. Like, she's telling the truth.
It's so good. And I thought, and again, it was like kind of like a hug. That movie to me was like a hug. So those are my 3 pairings.
Nice. I had to eat, Drink, Man, Woman, and Feast of the Seven Fishes.
Okay.
I thought you were going to go with Feast of the Seven Fishes was one that I was like, I bet she's going to say that. And then my other one is the movie Secrets and Lies.
Why?
Because the end of the movie takes place at a dinner where all of the bad things come out, and there is a scene where he like chases after the daughter of his sister, his niece, and basically it's like, it's about family, and it's about
That
don't give me
why? No, I get it. That makes more sense. Now I understand. I liked that movie. I don't think I liked it as much as you did, though.
Yeah.
And I just think of Secrets and Lies.
Secrets and Lies. That's why I thought you would pick it.
No, because I like to say that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even think about it. I forgot about the dinner scene, honestly.
Mm-hmm. That's the only scene. And also, I have The Commitments going on behind me, one of my favorite movies of all time, because it is another movie, just like Waiting for Guffman, just like this movie, where they are performing a show, and Wilson Pickett, the famous musician, is supposed to show up to their show, and everything comes to a head at that point. Everybody ends up breaking up from the band, and but in that movie, Wilson Pickett actually does show up. He's just really, really late. And it's just an interesting twist on that. But Commitments is what I had there. A couple other movies that I had down here. If you want to see the Hispanic version of Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, it's called Tortilla Soup. We have not watched it yet, so I didn't put it down there. Tampopo is a movie that I have seen. It is very food-based. It's kind of tells these different stories through food. Very interesting movie, often number one on the list of like best food movies of all time. And then number two is always Big Night, like right underneath it. And then Moonstruck, because another movie that ends
About brothers,
but also ends while eating food around a table where everybody is secrets come out and everything. And Moonstruck's amazing. And Alyssa just got it for me for my birthday.
yes, it's a great movie.
It's a great movie. And Nick Cage, my hand.
And Cher at her
And
best.
Cher, snap out of it. Step Brothers. We got one from the chat saying Step Brothers. Anything else you have on a scale? How likely are you to throw this one on again? Like you be like, I want to watch that.
I think I gave it a 3. Like I'm not like offended by it. I think I would like to like go back and watch it a second time to like kind of like see if I missed anything. But like I'm not like itching to do that anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I was just like in the middle.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I'm more likely to spend 40 minutes watching the dinner scene than I am to watch this full movie. Especially, I was so like disappointed in that first half hour where I was like, oh my God, what have I done? This movie's so boring. I look over at you, you're not having a good time. I thought it was boring before I looked over at you. And I was just like, oh my God, what have I done? So yeah. Out of 5 stars, what do you give it overall?
I gave it a 3.5.
Yeah.
I think that the dinner, like I think the first half of this movie is like maybe a 2.5, 2.75.
Yeah.
And the second half of this movie is a solid 4.
Yeah.
And I think the final breakfast scene is 5 stars on its own. Like it's all over the place. And because of that, I'm like, I don't think it's a 3. I think it's better than a 3, but I also don't think it's a 4.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm just going to stick with a 3.5 for me.
Yeah, I went with a 3.5 too. I originally rated this a 4 when I saw it 7 years ago, and then I was like, what was I thinking? Who knows what I was thinking at that point 7 years ago? It's such a long time ago. I can't remember anything.
Do you think that you would have enjoyed? I mean, we've talked about this, how sometimes half of the movie watching experience is watching it with a person and like seeing their reactions to things and creating like, do you think you would have enjoyed this more if I was not there?
No, I don't. Because I was basically watching, like I had forgotten everything from this movie. I think I knew that Louis Prima wasn't going to show up. But I forgot a lot of this movie going in. I just knew that it was good and that I liked it and I recommended it to too many people. But yeah, I don't think, because I was genuinely disappointed and then I looked over at you and I was like, oh no. So it was my reaction happened first and then I saw you and I was like, yeah, I made a mistake. So, thank you, Alyssa, for doing this. Have you seen anything lately that you would recommend to folks?
Not that I would recommend. I've been on a reading kick lately. I've finally, I've been begging to be on a reading kick. The only one, I don't know who would be interested in this, but I read this book called The Wedding People, and it's a drama, I would say, very, very, very well written. About a woman who decides to end her life, which that's not a spoiler. You find that out on it's like page 3. You find out that's her plan. Decides to go to a really fancy hotel to do it, and turns out that the entire hotel has been rented out for a wedding, and then she gets sucked into, and she meets the bride and creates an unlikely relationship with her. And it's very, very good. Kind of dark, it was tough to get through at the beginning, but I like sped through it through the end because it was very good. It's on, I think,
Reese.
It's either Reese, Jenna. It's on Jenna's list for this year. So that one was really good in case anyone needs a drama that they want to read. We also watched Stop That Train, which is RuPaul's new movie. If you like camp and drag queens, and
Then it's a movie for you.
if you want to watch drag queens do their own version of Airplane and it's
Yeah.
a train instead of an airplane, that's the movie. It is bad, but it is very fun.
Yeah, it was an event. It was fun.
My name's Dee Dee, and I was born with adult teeth. So funny. It is very funny,
There are
but
some very funny moments in that movie.
that's fine. That's all I got.
That's what you got. Yeah, the only things I've seen recently, I mean, I watched Can't Hardly Wait this week. It's one of my favorites. I watch it as a comfort movie over and over again. I watched The Boondock Saints, which I haven't seen in a long time, and I can admit that's not a great movie, but I like it, and can kind of defend it. It's not great. It's not good, and there's very problematic things, and it's very 2000 or 99 coded 2000 code. It's not great. But I really enjoyed The Long Walk. It's on HBO, based on the Stephen King book. I loved this movie, and I got things out of it I don't think I should have gotten out of it, but it's really good. It's basically a walking play. Like the dialogue feels very play-like, and they're walking. So if you don't like that, don't watch it. Not a lot of action. I mean, there's some grotesque things that happen.
I was
But
going to say, also read what the plot is before jumping into it.
yeah, it's pretty heavy. But if you want to keep that conversation going, you can join our Discord. Tell us what you're watching. Follow us on Instagram so that you'll know when we're going to be doing these. I do usually do them on Sundays at 5, but there are times when, life happens and we can't do that. You should also check out my Letterboxd, see what I've been watching lately. I create lists all the time there. I created one based on Letterboxd's recommendation of like a top 10 summer camp movies. So I did that recently. Next week, we're finishing out Cody's Choice, where every movie is a pick I made because I wanted to. We are going to be talking about the movie Sling Blade, and whether that movie holds up today or not. I don't know when we'll be live. I am not available next Sunday, so we'll figure out a time to do that. So, and I'll let that be known in the Instagram. So that's why you follow the Instagram. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time on 52/1996.
Be nice to women.
Exactly, and especially Gabriella.
Be nice to
And-
Phyllis.
Be nice to Phyllis. She needs it. All right, I'm out of here.
We spun the reel through desert storms and courtroom cries. Love letters burned, planes went down, truth hid behind the lies. From snowbound crimes in Fargo streets to agents running wires, we laughed with Gilmore, screamed in masks lit, theaters on fire. It's 52/1996, let the credits roll tonight. Good movies, bad movies, all of them in the same rewind. 1 year, 1 week, every frame gets its time to shine. We'll see you next story on 52/1996.